Hey traders, let's have a look at the Dow Jones and the SP500. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, let's have a look at the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. For you guys that were on my webinar last night, I had such a blast, I had such a ball. We went through so much really good content, and yeah, it was just such an amazing time with you guys. We went through so many different things, we just went through so many different things. Now I have been getting a lot of emails from people saying that they may have missed the webinar. I didn't record it. I don't like to record my webinars, so I may be running another one next week. So just make sure you're on my list. All right. Anyway, let's get straight into the market today. There's a few things that I'm noticing here on the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, pretty much a nothing day. If I take this off here, you can see pretty much a nothing day. But it does look like, and the really interesting thing here is that as this market's pulling back and pulling back, we're getting the stochastics here. This is worrying me, guys. All right, no, that's the wrong word. Not worrying. This is actually getting me where, where it's like, are we bullish here or are we bearish here? It's like, toss a coin, right? So we're getting this overall setup here, and we're getting this nice pullback, and we're getting the stochastics down here. Now we may get more pullback in the stochastics than we might get more of a downward move here. So, but this still is a nice bull flag, and we haven't broken up or out yet. So there is still no clear direction of this overall. So we still are we going to break down? Are we going to break up? That's what we're still waiting for. We're still waiting for that overall direction. Now again, bull flags can sometimes the bull flags can break out like that, like we break down, and when that happens, then that means that means it's actually a bearish sign. It went from a bullish pattern to now a bearish movement, and so you can see that. And why I say that, guys, if I squeeze my chart up here overall, if I bring up, say, my weekly chart here for a minute. Actually, you know what? Let me bring up this chart here, because I think this is, I want to get rid of those indicators. Who cares about the indicators? And I want to show you an example here. Here was an example, guys, that I was watching when this was happening. You can see here we had this big run up, and look at this bull flag, right? Nice bull flag. None of this happened. So nice bull flag. But as I was saying to you guys, that just because we have a bull flag doesn't mean that it's going to break to the high side. But if we break out and down below the floor, that's actually a bearish sign. And you can see we actually had a pretty decent drop down through there. So, but if we have a big run up and we have some sort of like a flag formation like we did here on the overall chart, and we break out, that's actually a bullish pattern. So you can see we're running up through here, now we're running down through here. So we've actually broken out of that formation. So there's nothing bearish overall right now looking on the Dow Jones. That's obviously looking on the Dow Jones, looking on the overall bigger part here, bigger chart here, okay? But on the daily chart, if we bring this back to the daily chart, daily, you're gonna go daily on me? No, you're not, are you? All right, there you go, daily. All right, so on the daily chart, just because we're forming a bull flag doesn't mean that can't change. So looking at that, one thing I do want to show you guys is that looking on the Dow Jones, we can actually see that if we go to, say, the hourly chart, look at the hourly chart. The hourly chart is actually looking, it's actually slowly stepping down, Is this a hold before the breakout? The Dow Jones is not really doing exactly what the other markets are doing. Let me explain what I'm trying to say there. If I go to the S&P 500 now, and now let me show you what the S&P 500 is doing, say, on the daily chart. Bring up the daily chart. Daily chart, what do we have here? We're still in this overall, let me bring up my trend lines. You see we're still stuck in this overall sort of channel through here. Let me just delete that. So we're still stuck in this overall channel, guys, to obviously through there. And you can see it's like, are we gonna break this? Are we gonna run up to this high point through here, or are we just gonna head down? And it's like we don't know, you know, right? It's just like it's really, really hard to say what's happening here because we're all waiting for direction. Now, if we talk about direction, let me actually bring up, say, the weekly chart here, and we can still see, right? We still can see that if I draw my cursor here, this still has, even if this has a bit of a drop down, we still have major support levels here to be broken for this to be bearish. Right now, this is bullish. There's nothing bearish about this, unless we get like a black swan event or something like that, which we can't see. Right now, it's not that. But guys, if I have a look on the hourly chart, let me go have a look. This is the hourly chart here, guys. I don't know about you, but this hourly chart is actually potentially looking like it may be forming a bear flag. Now, let me show you what I mean here. If I draw my trend line, and I draw my trend line up through there like that. Let me just draw it up through there. So as you can see, somewhere through there. It's somewhere through there, as you can see. And obviously we have this sort of pattern as well too. So you can see it squeezed up, and now it came down, and now we're forming. Let me actually bring up a different color here. Now we're forming this actual bear flag on the hourly chart. So guys, if this holds here, if it holds here, and we actually start to get this sort of action breaking down like that, and then closing below, then we have a good chance of actually heading back down again and actually having some more downward movement on the short term, because that's what the short term chart is actually showing us. So short term, guys, this actually may be a bear flag, and we actually have, if you have a look at this, we actually have been forming a bit of a top here. So you know, if it wouldn't surprise me if that actually happened and we got a bit more of a pullback. So keep an eye on that hourly chart, guys. Looks like we may get a pullback, and how far of a pullback? Man, it's let me bring up my. It's like they're the trend lines. So we may even get like a you know, where it is right now. We may even get, you know, maybe like a 1 or 1.5% drop to the downside, which may get to which will get to these top points through there. So there we go, guys. That's what I see on the Dow Jones and the SP500. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.